Presenting his wit, his book, another in a series of videos exploring secrets of Shakespeare's first folio. Shakespeare's first folio is constructed in such a way that it provides puzzles, clues, and hints that indicate the name on the title page is not that of the actual writer. It begins in page 1 in the dedication to the reader. To the reader, this figure that thou here seest put, it was for gentle Shakespeare cut, wherein the graver had a strife with nature to outdo the life. Oh, could he but have drawn his wit as well in brass as he hath hit his face, the print would then surpass all that was ever written brass. But since he cannot, reader, look not on his picture, but his book. We'll begin with the Armstrong Puzzle. The Armstrong Puzzle was first drawn to my attention in a video by Alexander Waugh, and the link is in the description below, and it provides clues that this is more than just a simple dedication. This is Charlotte Armstrong, a popular mystery and suspense writer who wrote in the 1950s and the 1960s. Her book, 7 Seats to the Moon, here seen in a first edition paperback and hardcover book, contains the important puzzle. The book has since been reprinted by Mysterious Press. I believe it's part of a series of books that include MacDougall Duff, one of her most eccentric characters. These 3 books, Lay on Macduff, The Case of the Weird Sisters, and The Innocent Flower, all feature the investigator. You can read more about the books and Charlotte Armstrong at www.charlottearmstrong.org. Here's how she describes it. The image is courtesy of Dr. Roger's Tripmeter. To set up the page here, J, only known by his first initial in the book, is visiting with his eccentric father, who may or may not be MacDougall Duff. His father has just told him about a puzzle. Just where do you see this cipher, Father? Jay asked gently. You know what a poetic line is. Here, slash those lines into feet, 4 to a line. Here, I've done it. Jay looked at the paper on which his father had done it. This figure that thou here seest put, it was for gentle Shakespeare cut, wherein the graver had a strife with nature to outdo the life. Oh, could he but have drawn his wit as well in brass as he hath hit his face, the print would then surpass all that was ever writ in brass. But since he cannot read or look, not on his picture, but his book. Now, said his father, pointing to the signature, B is the second letter in the alphabet. I and J, in those times interchangeable, make the 9th letter. 9 and 2 add up to 11, you will agree? So, count to the 11th foot, extract it. From that, count to the 9th foot following it, extract it, count 11 more, then 9. It is not to be attacked as an improper cipher. Reason tells me so. Jay did what he had been told to do and read off the result. Ver had his wit, ver writ his book. Well, well, Jay was impressed. We can get to this puzzle in another way, not just using the instructions here. We'll still count out the 40 iambic feet, but we'll count out the letters in the title to the reader as 11, and we'll expand Ben Jonson's name to 9 letters. We'll still get to the same result. We take 11th and 9th metrical foot, and then we extract it. And we do this twice, as per the acrostic instruction On the left-hand side of the poem, TWO. We're going to use this instruction again. We do it a second time, and we get Wer had his wit, wer writ his book. I'm going to present more discoveries, some of which are original to me, some of which have been discovered beforehand. I will show you the clue to count. The fourth line begins with a lowercase w in with. To me, that signals that something is up with the uppercase letters, because it is in a lowercase letter, and the line just above it has an uppercase W. Something's up. The easiest thing to count are uppercase letters, and there are 17 of them. So far, so good. We've got the Armstrong Puzzle. We've got 17 uppercase letters in the poem. What else can we find? There are 17 letter O's on the page. You notice that in line 4, outdo has an extra O. That is another hint, I believe, that we have to count letters, in particular, that letter. There are also 40 Roman letter E's. The italic E in the title to the reader is another hint to me that perhaps we should count those. The title says to the reader, and in those days to read something was also to solve puzzles. Here we have a hidden number puzzle. Was ever writ. These two letters are obvious ligatures, two V's put together. Lowercase w's above them are not. So if we take these V's as the Roman numerals for 5, we get the following. 10 plus 10 equals 20. But we multiply by 2 as per the acrostic instruction again to get 40. There are 40 feet in the poem and 40 Roman E's. This is the third time we've seen the number 40. Now we do a letter count. There are 287 letters. It's a digit sum number. 2 plus 8 plus 7 equals 17. It's the same as the number of letter O's on the page, and the same as the number of uppercase letters. The third time we see the number 17. Both of these things follow the tria sunt omnia principle discussed in the easy peasy way to tell secrets and setting the stage. Now I'll show you something I discovered. The typesetting was done with extreme precision. In particular, the E in figure and the O in 4 from lines 1 and 2. It's repeated in lines 3 and 4. If you highlight the E in O in figure and 4, you can transfer it directly to graver and out in lines 3 and 4. Highlight them together, enlarge them. They are perfect match. There's a reason for this extreme precision, and I'll show it in just a second. I believe there's a hidden rebus in this little section of the poem. The second E in general and the U in graver. Then we have VER, part of the ver had solution in this Armstrong puzzle. And then we add it to the extremely precise O right below it. Then we get this EV, ver, EO. You put them all together and you get Ver, E, O. There is a clue in this poem that we have to make this rebus, or at least the rebus does exist, and that is right here between gentle and Shakespeare. The gap between the E in gentle and the S in Shakespeare is just slightly larger than surrounding gaps. Every last one of those 6 gaps that I've shown you is slightly smaller than the one between gentle and Shakespeare. That's a clue that perhaps we are to see this rebus. Furthermore, the E in gentle is directly above the U in graver, and along with the VER make a beautiful little triangle. If we flip it over like this, VER is beautifully aligned with the lowercase o in out. Next, we present a 4-O puzzle. It's obviously in line 4 in 2 out do, in which there's an extra letter O. I've categorized groupings of 4 O's in the first folio according to 5 different methods, or actually 6. First one is O's directly down a column, all in line. The second one is shifted over 1 letter. The third one is what Alexander Waugh has discovered, in which we have 2 letter O's slightly above 2 other letter O's. This one is what I call the number 4 puzzle, in which a spelling error, like this extra O in so not one son, has to distinguish it from the weaker puzzle without that letter O. Those tell me that we are to see those as 4 O's. 4-O is a homonym for 40. Now I'm going to be putting it all together. Ver had his wit, ver writ his book. 17 uppercase letters in the poem. 17 letter O's on the page. 40 Roman letter E's. 40 iambic feet. The E Ver EO rebus. The 4-O puzzle. All of these say ver had his wit, ver writ his book, and we know who that man is. He is Edward de Vere, the 17th Earl of Oxford. William Shakespeare. Thanks for watching. Stay safe, everybody.